Y'all know a lot. Oh gosh. Now y'all shouting out Lizzie. Y'all are messy. You know it's bad when I don't have any jewelry, child. It's been such a busy day. I got on my watch, my rings. I feel a little naked. Shout out to Go Naked Hair. We have a jam-packed show. There's a lot going on in the reality world. I hope you all had a good weekend. Hi, my Norway raindrops. It's a lot going on. It's been a busy day. And we have so much to talk about. All right, so listen up. We are going to talk about basketball wives. Okay. Come on, new merch. Yes. So Dustin and I, Claudia's coming too. Blue took the day off. I think y'all bombarded her with the bird chart request, child. She need a day off. So you have myself, Claudia, and Dustin today. And today, we're going to talk about basketball wives, the breakup of Quad and King from Married to Medicine. We're going to talk about Drew, Sadora, and Kelly's feud. We're going to talk about Giselle and Robin responding to Quad checking Giselle. And yes, we're going to get into Karen Huger's 101 season finale special. But first thing first, yes. Hey, Carlos, I want to know, are you and Nene doing a show here in Atlanta for us? Listen, Atlanta is pretty much my second home. I think I can speak for Nene when I say that too. So listen, I don't know what's going to happen, but what I do know is raindrops, okay? First thing first, what I want you all to know is this. Nene Leakes and I are going on a 2-city tour for now, okay? We will be in... I'm laughing because y'all said I mispronounced his name, but whatever. So I'm trying to say it right. So Nene and I are going on tour. February 24th, we're going to Raleigh, North Carolina. Okay. And then we'll be in Nashville on February 26th. Okay. So go on Kingdom Reign, REIGNENT.com. That's kingdomreign.com to buy your tickets. Once again, Kingdom Reign, REIGNENT.com. So you can buy your tickets to the Nashville show or the Raleigh, North Carolina show. That's happening later this month. And I will be doing a meet and greet, child. So we're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about hot topics, relationships. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So make sure you guys get your tickets before they sell out. Okay? All right. Now, look, we got a jam-packed show, so let's get things started. Bring up my brother from another mother, Mr. Dustin Ross.
What's happening, Los? What's up, Raindrops? How y'all feeling tonight?
We feeling good. Dustin, how you feeling?
I feel incredible. I feel amazing, man. It's a good Monday, like that white song. You know what I'm saying? I love Monday, man. It's a good Monday. Happy to be here with you. How you feeling, Los?
I'm good. I'm really good. No complaints. You know, I had a very relaxing weekend.
Okay.
I stayed in the house all day. I was hibernating.
Okay. Staying warm, huh?
Oh, yes. You know,
that's what's up.
You know how they say when you rub two logs together, it produces fire?
They'll produce something, that's for sure. It's actually a name for that. But this ain't Monday late night live. This is just Monday night live. So anyway, that's good to hear. It sounds fun. I hope you had a good time.
It was say caught up on some, you know, some things. What
Okay.
about you? How was your weekend?
My weekend was good, man. I celebrated a dear friend of mine's birthday. Happy birthday, Dion. Ran into some raindrops at the party. So shout out to everybody that watches us. I know you motherfuckers watching right now. And hey, just had a great weekend, man. Even though it was cold, I had a good weekend, productive one. So yeah.
Well, you had on a floor length mink. So I think you were bundled up. So you didn't need a spare body in your bed. You had the mink to sort of caress and you know.
It was a fox. And first of all, no, but it's that time of year, right? It's that time of year when we need to stay warm. You know, I don't like the cold, even though I'm a Michigander. You know what I'm saying? That's always going to be home. I can handle the winter time, but I don't like the winter time. So you protect yourself. And one of the best ways to protect yourself, I believe, is a fur coat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And before Peter get any ideas,
Okay. So you heard it here first. Dustin uses protection. He protects himself.
My coat still got the teeth in it. It'll bite your motherfucking ass if you try to do anything. I told him, leave the fangs in. You know what I'm saying? Because I need a little something for Peter. But yeah, man. You crazy, Los. Happy Black History Month, man. Happy Black History Month, Los.
Yes. Well, thank you. Happy Black History Month to the Raindrops. Listen, 28 days of celebration. And this is exactly what you guys are going to get this evening. We are celebrating Black excellence in all forms of facets of reality television.
Yes.
Speaking of which, okay, before I get into the hot topic today, don't forget, Love and Marriage Huntsville is nominated for Outstanding Reality Program at the NAACP Image Award.
Yes.
Happy Black History Month. So make sure you guys, again, go to my website and you'll be able to, or go to the link in my bio. I don't have an OnlyFans link, so I'm not talking about that. Okay, go to the link in my bio on Instagram, X, TikTok, and vote for Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay,
go vote, please, and congratulations again on your nomination. That's a big deal. What a way to celebrate Black History Month too.
Yeah, no, I feel good. God is good all the time. God is good. That's right. Listen, I also want to make sure we celebrate Black History Month because I will also like to give an acknowledgement to Shawnee Henderson, formerly of Shawnee O'Neal, who created Basketball Wives. Okay, the reality show spawned. It was Basketball Wives Miami, the originator, and then we have Basketball Wives LA. That was it, right?
And Orlando. They had an Orlando season as well.
I knew it was 3.
Which actually was kind of good too. That season showed some promise. So, well, it did. It showed some promise. So I wish it could have came back. But yes, Orlando was a thing.
Yes. And to answer your question, Leah, my love, yes, you can vote more than once. So keep voting. Yes. I wanted to make sure that we talked about Basketball Wives and really give the acknowledgement to Shawnee O'Neal. Shawnee Henderson, because she is married to Pastor Keon Henderson. And she announced, Dustin, that Basketball Wives would not be returning, okay? Which, for me, I have tons of feelings about this. And the moment I saw the news, because Shawnee Henderson posted on her Instagram page, I was first shocked and I felt sad. And I felt sad for a variety of reasons that I'll get into after I hear from you, Dustin. But what were your thoughts when you learned that Basketball Wives is no longer returning?
I thought about that sweater that said Barcelona all over it, like Balenciaga that OG had on, and busted out laughing because I was thinking about all the moments that was unforgettable from Basketball Wives. So honest,
all the moments, Dustin.
Honest, because I just remember thinking, like, why would she wear that? It had the motif of the Balenciaga sweaters with the, the diagonal wording, but it said Barcelona. I'll never forget that. Anyway, Basketball Wives was really important to me. I was a day one, season one, episode one viewer. I have followed the journey of these women from beginning to now end. I watched all of the spinoffs. Basketball Wives LA ended up becoming the flagship show because the Miami women kind of transitioned into the LA cast. So that's word to how impactful women like Jackie Christie and Malaysia Pargo were, and Brandy McSeal, how powerful these women were and impactful they were to the legacy of Basketball Wives. Say what you want, because it was sensational content. They fought, they cussed, they argued, there were a lot of accusations of them declassing, you know, Black people and Black women and their image and portrayal in reality TV. But I was thoroughly entertained from beginning to end. Shout out to Tammy Roman for really, Andrea Michelle as well, for really flipping that thing into full-fledged careers outside of that show. You know, it has been fruitful in its own way. I'll put it to you like that. There's been some really extreme highs and lows with that show, depending on what your views and opinions are on its content. But the show employed a bunch of Black women for a long time. And for that, we got to give it up to Shawnee Henderson. And I really hope she's about to do a show about church mess. Come on with it. You know what I'm saying? Shawnee, you got the connection. Shawnee got the cameras, the connections. She running that church. She's the first lady. You know what I'm saying? I want a show about church mess. If not in her church, in somebody's. Shawnee has the connections and she has the know-how. So that's what we want. I want a church mess show. And
yeah, no, listen. Once again, I want to give Shawnee Henderson her props for creating the show. Royce Reed says she did, but
Royce Reed. She said,
okay. And then she
hit that.
Yeah.
And that Black down there turning up in Miami like that.
Yes, Royce. I love you, Royce. But no, all jokes aside, give a huge shout out to Shawnee. I will say this. It saddened me because to me, it was a reflection of where we are in this industry of reality television. And anybody who knows me knows I am big on making sure that our Black reality shows have a long shelf life as our white counterparts, right? Is the reason why on my podcast, I created it, Dustin. I've been very honest about this since day one. I truly created this platform because I did not see Black reality stars in mainstream media.
Yeah.
Right? None of it. And that's the reason why for me, when I created it, I brought on the Basketball Wives girlies, you know, Tammy Roman, Malaysia, Royce Reed, my friend Jennifer Williams. The list goes on and on and on. Even the Love and Hip Hop. So the point I'm making is it's a very sad moment for me because it's twofolded for me, Dustin. Number one, it's sad to see the destruction of a all-female Black reality show that has so much promise. And you and I, listen, let's have a real conversation.
Okay.
Whether or not you were a fan of it for whatever reasons, I get it. You could blame the industry, and the industry has a lot of blame to do just where things are in this industry. Your Black reality shows are getting canceled. It is what it is. It is what it is. And that's the reason why I'm really big on bringing people on my platform. So when people like to say Carlos don't focus on his own shows, it's because number one, I do. Number two, I created this so that other Black reality stars can have a mainstream platform so that you guys can watch their shows. There's so many white people who listen and watch my podcast that they're watching these shows. There's people in different countries saying, I love Bell Collective. I've never seen that show before, but what's good? So my point is, I wish that the audience was able to really watch these shows and talk about it the way you and I do. And yes, I can also acknowledge in the same breath that there was a lot of mess going on internally with that cast. And let's have a real conversation. And you also have to blame some of the cast members.
Yeah.
Because the behavior was not digestible for the audience, because at some point to see these grown women, not all but some, behave in a way that felt very juvenile was just not something that they felt like we're not seeing other avenues of it, right? And on top of that, and I'm gonna get to Dustin, I always say this: the kiss of death for any reality show, especially all-female reality show, and I've said this to my own girls, the moment you girls stop talking to each other in scene and y'all walk in scene saying, I'm giving her nothing, and you expect us as the audience to watch a reality show where you main cast members aren't speaking to each other or talking to each other, and y'all want us to be invested. Y'all want us to be invested in the show when you guys aren't even invested on set. So I think all of those things came to a head, Dustin, as the destruction of Basketball Wives. And my last point I want to make is to all current Black reality shows, look at this as an example that no one is safe.
So before I make my next 2 points, I have one question for you, Carlos.
Yes.
When it comes to the cancellation, to the end of Basketball Wives, I don't want to say cancellation because I don't want to speak prematurely, right? Was the show canceled? Do you feel like Shawnee made the announcement just to deliver us the news that the show was canceled? Do you feel like Shawnee made a decision to end the show and it was up to be renewed and brought back to the masses? What do you think the story was, or do you know what the story is there with the end of the show, the why? Do you know the why?
Listen, I think there's not just one reason, and Shawnee even intimated to that. She said it wasn't one reason.
Okay.
Look, we everybody in the mama watched last season when Jackie and Chantel Christie. Also, shout out to Jackie Christie and Chantel. Who? Dustin.
Mama said knock you out. Jackie gonna knock you. Okay.
I can't take
Jackie.
I can't
5 for 5, baby. I call Jackie Christie 5 for 5 now because she took her down, baby. 5.
Dustin Ross. So shout out to Jackie Christie and Chantel Christie, who's also part of the podcast.
Yeah, hey.
Listen, this industry is going through a crisis, and it's not something to sneeze at. This industry is having a lot of financial crisis, and these shows are becoming expensive, especially with the cast that is that huge, and you have people on that show that's been on the show for so many years that are making whatever amount of money they're making, right? But I also think too, I think the audience isn't showing up like they used to because they are tired of like, why? Again, when I say this, I don't mean to sound like I'm being messy because I'm not. Nobody's going to sign up for a show where y'all not speaking. And it's the same fights over and over and over and over again. So I think a lot of that had to do with it. And I think Shawnee, being a pastor's wife, I was still shocked she even made an appearance on that show. Because to me, and she said this in her video, that she wants to do projects that align with where she's at in her life. So I think all of that, Dustin wants a messy first lady show. I think all of that came into a head, but this industry is going through a crisis. And to all my reality girlies, don't get comfortable. Listen, I'm not trying to sound like, ooh, you're hearing it from me, somebody who's in the industry, who's privy to a lot of conversation. I'm telling y'all right now, be very scared. You better buckle up and you better start investing in these shows that you're blessed to be on, and don't take this for granted. Who would have thought Basketball Wives would be canceled?
Not me.
Well, not returning. I want to make sure because she said canceled. So.
Yeah, so I think there's 2 more elements that are critically important to the success and sustainability of all, an ensemble cast reality show like that, right? And it is the casting. Okay, we have to talk about the casting, and we have to talk about the people who audition for these shows. When you look at Basketball Wives Miami season 1, right? what made that cast special was not that a bunch of people who were women who were willing, excuse me, to be in conflict and go a level beyond what most normal people would on camera. That wasn't the qualifier, right? You didn't get a group of people who were willing to argue and fight and cuss on camera, and that was their motivation to create value on the show for themselves, right? What we got in that first season was these women that had these dynamic stories that we had never really heard of, and gave us a view into a lifestyle that we had never seen before. It was original, and they each had very unique, very interesting personal stories. They just so happened to end up clashing and bumping heads on that show and going and being allowed to express and react in a way that went a degree further than most people would on other shows. But they did not, their motivation to join that cast was not them seeing an opportunity to act a damn fool and then be valuable in some way on the cast. You see what I'm saying? The casting directors did the very hard work, which I'm sure you're familiar with, Carlos. I know it's got to be extremely difficult to find a cast, a group, a large group, not just one or two, but a group of interesting people to put on a show. But whatever hard work it took, they did it in that first season. And so much so that a lot of those personalities ended up being sustainable all the way through the duration of Basketball Wives, right? So I think that is those two things working in tandem that people are lacking, because in the later seasons of Basketball Wives, I'm not gonna name names because I'm not here to shame nobody, but it's some motherfuckers that should have just never been on that show. They weren't interesting. They weren't ready to be on a reality show. They did not have the things that it took to keep up with some of the other people that were on the show in the ways that were visible and tangible. You know what I'm saying? It didn't make sense. And the only reason they were there was because they was willing to show their ass on television. That's lazy casting. That's lazy talent. Okay. And that is a toxic combination, and it ends up not working out well. So let that be a lesson moving forward, right? To the powers that be that actually do cast these shows, and to the people that offer themselves up and make themselves available to be cast and talent on these shows. Bring your real story, bring your real life, bring something of interest that has nothing to do with you slapping the shit out of somebody. Okay, bring something else to the table. Casting directors, if you have a show idea, and networks, understand that you need to allot a healthy amount of time in the development of that show to cast it right. Take the time and find the connection so that we can have a good show that can last forever. So that's all I want to say, man.
Yeah, I agree with you. Bell Collective, speaking of a show, is back Friday, February 13th on a wonderful, amazing female ensemble show.
Thank you.
Starring Letitia Pearson, Latrice Rogers, Dr. Marie Monroe, Tamara Cherie, Selena, and Carrie Paul. All right. Now, speaking of beautiful women, give it up for the lady of all of our hours, Claudia Jordan.
I was gonna do slow motions. I was gonna do like the Housewives.
Oh, you on your C Murder shit tonight? I can already.
Whenever my hair is done and my makeup is like good, I'm about to be arrogant, obnoxious, and talk my shit. Hello, handsome man. What's up, y'all?
Hi, gorgeous.
Hello. Hi, Carlos. Hi, Dustin.
What's
y'all look
up,
cute.
CJ? You do
look
too.
Good.
I had to do green screen today in Miami.
Okay.
Speaking
How's that
of,
going?
You said what, Dustin?
How is that going, Claudia? Loving
you
hip
know,
hop.
I started off bringing class and rising above, and I done got sucked into the madness, y'all.
Good. You know how to do it.
A little bit out of pocket, but I think I gave some good TV. I did what needed to be done and where I needed to be. You know what I mean? Like it was, it wasn't fake. You know what I mean? I was reacting to the environment I was putting.
It was an organic cussing out, right?
Yeah, but most of the girls like me here, though. Okay. Well, I think they all do. Yeah, except one that's not a cast member. She's just like a, bust down. You know what I mean?
Wait, a bust down rig or a bust down?
A bust down is getting them guts bust down. You know what I'm talking about, Carlos?
I don't nothing.
Carlos.
She tried it. I had to quickly get her together. Yes, I did. Verbally, though, of course. Verbally.
Was it fun?
I once again, listen, I love being in a space where I can like defend women
Mm-hmm.
and also hold women accountable that are doing fuckery. Like I don't think you just get a pass because you're a woman. And I feel like, you know, I did feel like I was given OG respect from a lot of the girls there, which was cool. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. I was in it, but not in it. I felt like I was hosting the reunion when I was there. Cause I was like, you know, kind
Which,
of.
by the way, you do a good job at that. When you were
do.
hosting a hip hop reunion, I was like, she found like her element. Not that I was surprised, but you were able, because that's a very tough group.
Well, yes.
And you were able to navigate the conversations. I thought you did a job well done.
Thank you. Miami was tougher for me because I didn't watch I didn't watch Miami. I watched Atlanta because, of course, I was invested from Mimi, so I was very familiar with the character. So I had to really watch the
Yeah.
I had to really watch the show, like kind of cram it into like a few days and like try to catch up. But it was a lot. And that's when I was with KJ. He was there with me like years back, and he just was in the audience like, my poor girlfriend. So like after he just came and hugged me and I said, I need a shower. I need a shower. It's got so crazy. But it was still fun though.
So you handled it. So Claudia, you just stepped in. We're giving our final regards to the news that Basketball Wives is not returning. And I wanted to hear your thoughts on it because I was telling Dustin that, you know, this industry is going through a crisis. Number one. Number two, I think when it came to Basketball Wives, unfortunately, a lot of people were just not into seeing the constant fighting that didn't seem to make the cast feel like they were growing in a certain way. And number three, Dustin made a good point just in terms of the intention of the show wasn't that. It was always just to see a sort of peek inside of the world. But he gave a PSA to casting directors of like getting these shows right when you're finding a real organic group. But I want to talk to you because Shawnee Henderson, who created the show as Shawnee O'Neal, the former wife of Shaq, she is now the first lady of the church from her husband, Keon Henderson. And she said that she's going to work on projects that align more with where she's at right now. So want to get your thoughts on everything, Claudia.
They're going to wear knee-length skirts. That's what that meant. Her new cast going to wear knee-length skirts.
I see on the chat, no, I'm not with KJ. I said my ex-boyfriend, y'all be trying it. Y'all might have some news for y'all one day, okay? Just not right now. Okay. Anyways, I think that, you know, it's a blessing that show lasted as long as it did. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of tea about in 2009. A deal came across my desk and they wanted to do an ensemble reality show in Los Angeles. It was called Single, Sexy, and Starving. It was going to be me, Melissa Ford, Elise Neal, Lisa Ray, and I think Kim Whitley was going to be on it, right? We shot some things, banging, beautifully done, sexy. This Single, Sexy, and Starving thing was basically all had what we appear to be had it all. But everybody was starving for something in their life, whether it was love or you wanted your career to be better or whatever it was. It was a dope show. It was right before the Basketball Wives phenomenon took place. VH1 put us on hold. They gave us a fee. Fuck it, I can talk about it now. Like $10,000 for the pilot, which is really good for a pilot. That's
amazing for a pilot.
Especially back then.
So we all got, yes, we got $10,000 each for the pilot. I think that's why I was targeted for. Anyways. Because men were coming out the woodwork trying to be in our show. Okay. Clock that. So anyway, yeah. So anyways, we had a good contract and if it got picked up, the money was going to be really cute at a starting point. If the pilot's 10, you can say you're going to probably start off 20, 30 an episode, right? Back then that was amazing. Or at least 10 out the gate. You know, Carlos, they was giving housewives 5,000 back in the day out the gate. They were. But no shade because they end up getting into the millions. They you don't have to say it. They ran it up. I'm saying that's a good starting point, right? So anyways, we were going to do that show. We were put on hold by VH1. And then they shelved us for a year. And then when Basketball Wives was coming out around that time, they said, like they're going to go more in that direction. Like we were a little too calm. We didn't have, they wanted a higher stakes as far as like the drama. We had drama, but it wasn't like as intense as those shows.
Y'all didn't have no Susie and, you know, messy Susie and and nobody was throwing a drink across somebody's face like Evelyn did season 1.
But that was just the pilot. They should have given it a little time. You know what I'm saying?
I see you and Lisa Ray and Melissa Ford.
Back then, and Melissa knows this, we did not get along. So it could have been her and I, right? But me and Lisa Ray, we were like cool, but we definitely got closer after that. You know what I mean? But who knows what it could have been? You know what I mean? Like, it would have been interesting just to see how it played out.
I would watch it.
Right. But maybe they need to spin the block now and go revisit that show. But it's not going to be 10,000 now because today's prices are not yesterday's prices. But anyways, I make this whole point, and yes, I did tell a story about me. That's why I'm on the panel. It ran its course, and listen, it's not a failure for it to last that long. But if you do anything for a really long time, the same kind of note, people are going to get tired of it. I think that's why you got to show evolution. There's got to be some evolving. It can't be every single season. It's like, okay, you're fighting with X is fighting with Z, and then you're going to throw a drink. I mean, it's after a while, it's like, okay, now what else are we talking about? Because now we're all 15 years older than we were when we started, and we're still on the same level. So, anyways, I think they had a good run, and I think it is time for a new kind of wave because I'm actually exhausted. I stopped watching it when it's like, we all know these people. We've seen people that we like fighting each other all the time. At this age and at this level of wealth, it's kind of cray-cray.
Yeah. No, I echo the same sentiment. So listen, we'll see what happens. I will say this: Basketball Wives is such an iconic brand. Whether you think it's high or low or medium, it's still a brand. And again, I just want to shout out Shawnee Henderson for being a Black woman creating something that has lasted as long as it did. And she should be celebrated for her accomplishments when it comes to that. Going on to sad news. So Raindrops, it has been confirmed that Married to Medicine star Quad and her boyfriend King are officially broken up, okay? News came out yesterday because King, who I just found out today through Quad's statement, his name is Kirk, not to be confused with Rashida's man. Okay, because I ain't never leaving Kirk. Yes. I knew Dust would appreciate it. Okay. So, King responded to a female's comment on his page that said, wow, you look good. Quad is a lucky woman. And he responded, her luck ran out.
Oh.
Then another person asked if they were together, and he said that I left the situation. Okay. After that, today, Quad released a statement to TMZ, and I want to be able to read it verbatim. And before I read it, I do want to say this, though. I thought Quad's response was very, very grown, mature, and I didn't think it was messy. And it could have been just based on how I felt King broke the news to his followers yesterday. So in a statement, Quad said, Kirk and I mutually decided to bring our relationship to a close in 2025. While our time together encompassed many meaningful moments, that chapter of my life has now concluded. I wish him well. In 2026, I'm focused on moving forward with clarity and purpose. Thank you for your support. I thought it was mature. And Dustin, based on you being an avid Married to Medicine watcher, are you surprised that Quad and King did not make it?
Only because I feel like Quad really made an investment in making sure that they made it. She waited a year to tell people that she even had a damn man. You know what I'm saying? Then she, slowly brought him into her professional world on Married to Medicine. And that's how we all were introduced to him found out about him, what he does, you know, all the details and shit through that. So only because I know it seemed that she was really serious about making that relationship work. It didn't seem like somebody she was casually dating, you know, and so she seems to be a pretty driven person. She's always been ambitious, and I know that she made a valiant effort to make that relationship work. I would assume that. I don't know that because I don't know Quad, but I would assume that she made a valiant effort. So for that, in that vein, I am surprised. But Quad's statement, you're right. It was mature. It was also succinct. Okay. Quad said everything that needed to be said in that statement. And the fact that we found out that anything was even going on between them, I'm sure people was making assumptions, you know, for whatever reasons, but he kind of introduced the fact that they broke up to her audience, you know what I'm saying? Because we were introduced to him through her. And so the fact that Quad never even said anything, I just don't think there's a story there personally. Quad's message, her statement was really complete to me. It didn't really leave room for anything else, and I think that she's just ready to move on. And the fact that she included dates, she said that they ended their relationship in 2025, and she said that this is what she wants to do moving forward in 2026. I just don't give a fuck personally. I'm just speaking for myself. I don't care nothing about why they broke up or them breaking up at all anyway. I'm still going to follow Quad's journey on Married to Medicine, and see how her story ends up, and I'm ready to move on, you know, and I think she kind of is too, based on the nature of her statement. So I just don't think there's not like a smoking gun there. I'm just ready to move on. I really honestly don't care if I'm not trying to be rude. I just don't give a fuck. So I'm just saying. Yeah. Sorry. It's just nothing there.
Listen, Dustin, we love your honesty.
She can get a new man. Like, let's just move on, you know?
Let me tell you something. I've been around Quad. We was all in Ghana a few years ago. The Quad will have no problems. Gorgeous lady, cool shit, fun to hang with. She'll have no problems. The fact that she waited to introduce the world to him, and you know, she was measured. She's a vet. She knows like she can't just pop up on TV with someone, because in Atlanta especially, there's a lot of people that's gonna pretend to love you to get on television. Not saying he was doing that, but you have to like wait a little while before you make sure. I'm seeing that he was in Dr. Simone's comments, leaving comments, like kind of being messy and stuff about that. Have some class, because by her response and her statement, you think, wow, we don't really know who broke up with who. She's not putting blame. She's not trashing him. She's not dragging him. She kept it very cute. Him doing this, at first I thought maybe he broke up with her and she's giving one of those, it was mutual. But now the fact that he's in comments is giving me, he's being very petty. And thank the woman that give you a national platform. Keep it cute. There's no need to do. I hate when people do this after a relationship. I really, really do. I really, I think it's tacky. Like you're going on her platform, her castmates, her people that you met through her, and like dragging someone that brought you into that circle. I don't think that's cute at all. Do it amongst your circle. Oh, you don't have a circle? Okay.
That's kind of where I'm with it. Like, I feel like even giving it any, you can tell the intention of a statement by what it is, right? And I feel like even feeding it in any way is just futile. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not really interested in analyzing what he said or did or any of that. I'm more interested in what Quad does next, personally. I guess that's where I'm at with it. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and listen, it's no secret. I am friends with Quad. I've been friends with Quad for over a decade. She is a great woman. I thought her statement was a class act. To say the least. I think Quad is a classy woman who definitely wanted to make sure that her reality was shown. And this is one thing I will let the world know about Quad Webb. That woman, when she's in love with you, watch out, because she will give you everything in that relationship. And again, I don't know much of what happened. It's not my business. But what I will say is, as an avid viewer of Married to Medicine, we have seen this woman go through a divorce that wasn't pretty, right? We have seen this woman deal with friendships on the show that wasn't pretty, right? We have seen this woman really, go on couples trips on the show and do it alone. And Claudia, you know how it is to be on a reality show where people be like, where's your man at? As a way of throwing shade. So the fact that she dated this man for a year because she wanted to make sure that this was it. And one thing I will give Quad, which is why she is one of the greatest reality stars who have ever been on television, is the fact that she poured her heart out this season with her IVF journey, going to Ghana, and you saw the real conversations that they were having as a couple. You saw how she broke down when the eggs didn't take.
Yeah.
You know, like really a real heartfelt conversation. My entire heart goes out to her because I know as a Taurus woman that she is, she loves hard.
Yeah.
And I am sad for any of my friends to end the relationship. But what I will say is she is a classy woman. I love the fact that me and Quad talk all the time, and she didn't even tell me.
Mm-hmm.
So I want the world to know that. It wasn't like she called me and said, bitch, guess what? She didn't even tell me. And I know her, and I kind of suspected something was going on. But when you're one of my girls, I wait for you to come to me, especially if you're in a relationship. So look, I met King. King was very nice when I met him. I, like you two, Dustin and Claudia, I was surprised that he felt the need to respond to it because this is Quad's platform. But hey, maybe he just felt the need to say something. But nonetheless, I thought Quad's statement was a class act, and my heart goes out to her.
That's
Carlos,
right.
The raindrops are saying that he responded in your comments. Maybe that's been during the show. So maybe check that when you get a chance.
We don't give a fuck about none of that. We don't care what he got to say. We don't give a damn about. Quad did not respond to the things that he said. That is the biggest clue for us all right now.
You can swipe though, and you can delete this comment.
Yeah,
he can delete it because I'm saying again, using her people, her friends, the circle that she brought him into to trash, to talk shit or whatever. I haven't seen the comment yet, but I'm just saying that would piss me off. Like, hey man, don't leave comments at my friends.
Don't breathe an ounce of life into any of that.
Yeah, you leave it on your friends' pages with their 12 followers. Do it over there.
Let's just move on,
you know
man. He's getting way too much attention. Let's talk about Quad. She looked good on Sherry. Did you see what she had on Sherry?
Yes.
She looked beautiful.
No, you saw what Quad had on last night. Dustin in her bathing suit. That little turquoise number.
I'm gonna tell you right now, ladies. I'm always wary of men with these names that are very aspirational. If those not their fault, what they would name. I remember I met a guy named Adonis one time. He was one of the ugliest people I've ever met in my life. I could not believe it. Like I'm like, your parents set you up. He had his hair gelled forward and a Caesar cut. It was thin right here. So King, Adonis, all these kind of bigger than life, larger than life names. It's a lot to live up to. I'm just saying. Like if my name was Queen, you'd be like, okay, really? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot to live up to. Beware. You heard it here first. Adonis, I don't date Adonises. I don't date Kings.
I cannot
ugly Adonis.
Take you.
And he had green contacts in, and he was so greasy and shiny. Oh, Adonis, your mama lied to you, honey.
Lord have mercy on me. Lord have mercy on me. All right, so it's a Jam Pack show.
That's like them parents that tell their kids, oh, everyone's a winner. No, they're not. I do not do purple ribbons. It's red, white, and blue. First place is blue. Second is red. Third place is white. Other ancillary colors and places. Participation trophies. I'll ruin it in America. Everybody think they just, oh, I'm here too. No, you're not. No, you're not. Sit down.
Shit.
Purple ribbon.
So Claudia is the best. Somebody said that's like what you name your child princess, and you'd be like, really? Okay. Moving on to Claudia's cousin, Juicidora.
Me and Michael Jordan's cousin.
Right. All right. So
you always leave Barbara Jordan out of that.
What
about Barbara Jordan? It's Black History Month, goddamn it.
And Eric Benet Jordan as well.
That's another one.
Benet is his middle name. That's our cousin too. We'll see you at the family reunion. You guys should come.
I'm totally down.
Drew is hosting it. Yes, Dustin usually comes my date.
Yes.
You guys. So Claudia's cousin. Okay, so Juicidora and Kelly Farrell from the Real Housewives of Atlanta had a comedic feud over the weekend. So Dustin and Claudia, Juicidora come get your baddie chain because I am official. Let me say this, and I'm gonna tell the story. I'm very honest. When Drew Sidora first came on Atlanta Housewives, I was like, In the words of Stacey Rush, yeah. I wasn't, but I told Drew this in our one-on-one interview. I wasn't into it because I thought Drew was giving me Lifetime Movie of the Week, a TD Jakes special. Do you know what I'm saying?
Not TD Jakes. Have you ever been swallowed?
Yes. So I thought it was giving acting. And then I felt that Drew found her footing. And when I say to you, Mama, Drew Sidora is a formidable opponent on Atlanta Housewives.
Yeah.
I am telling you, for the past couple of seasons, I, Carlos King, am endorsing Drew Sidora as the girl to watch. She is a pleasant surprise. And what she did over the weekend has proven that this woman has staying power. On her day off, Drew Sidora decided to take her children to get something to eat. She stopped by Kelly Farrell's. I love Kelly too. Nana's Chicken and Waffles. She took out her iPhone, hit the record button, and one thing about Drew, she's a great actress. So Drew looks so concerned as she's battling the snow and her hunger. And she is looking around saying, hi, my kids are hungry. I'm hungry. I said, Mama, go get y'all some brunch food. And I'm outside Nana's Chicken and Waffles and the door's closed. And it's not open for business. Kelly, where are you? I thought you had a business. You're not here. It's so sad. I was hungry and I wanted to support you. Baby, took me out. Now, with that being said, Kelly Farrell responded. And she said, Dustin and Claudia, drowning Drew. Thank you for the drive-by. While that location is being relocated, our McDonough restaurant is open. Yes, the same one where we filmed. And I personally made sure you and your entire family left fed for free. I get it. You're scrambling for a storyline. We know you gave nothing all season. Unfortunately, I'm not available. I actually have real life things going on. So continue with the low budget movies.
First of all, hold on now.
Claudia, hold on. Let me finish. I know you're about to be Carlos King to Portia to Drew. So hold on, boo. Hold on.
I could only have dreamed to be that much of an advocate.
I thought you said
public defender.
I thought you said another A word that had 2 extra letters on it. Okay. Now, because I know you. Okay. So Claudia, she goes, so continue with the low budget movies, unpaid promo tours, and imaginary business ventures. If you ever plan on opening up an actual business, let me know. I'll consider supporting in real life. Until then, keep my name out of that dry mouth of yours. Maybe you can get a man that actually claims you. P.S. This is the weird shit that Drew does. Call me next time, boo.
Drew won. With all that all over the place shit, and I like Kelly on the show. Let me be clear. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy Kelly I enjoyed her on season 16. I'm looking forward to seeing her on season 17. But she wasn't talking about shit. She just said she regurgitated a bunch of typical responses that people in the reality space use toward each other. Oh, you was boring this season. You want to have a storyline. I was busy. I got other stuff going on. You ain't got no man. It was just a bunch of the same old bullshit. Drew tore her up. Drew was fresh faced when she got on that camera, on that live, pushing her hair back and shit, talking about my kids wanted some chicken and waffles. And so I came here to support my girl. And I know that was hilarious. Drew won, case closed. On Kelly, and Kelly has a tendency to overdo, lay it on too thick sometimes with things. Okay. And this is one of the case scenarios where she did just that. Next time, Kelly, just go straight to the bullseye with your insults. All that extra shit is a bunch of nothing, and that's how Drew had a victory. Drew took the W in this one.
Claudia Jordan.
I think this is great for TV.
Mm-hmm.
In real life, of course, you'd be like, bitch, you really tried me like that. It wouldn't be no Instagram. It'd be, I'm coming over. We're going to see each other. We're going to talk. You try to clown my business. But it's for TV. For TV, I like it for TV because now they have something to be bitter or angry about in the next coming season. I like both these ladies. I think that Drew, of course, Drew started it and she went looking for a little smoke and she got exactly what she wanted, a response. Kelly started off very strong. If I'm going to analyze a read with Claudia Jordan. Analyze a read came out the gate, tens, bam, 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 bam. But where she lost it, much like in my beefs, is when she got too emotional. And if whoever stays calm and in check of their emotions wins. I think the longer Kelly's response went, it showed that she was really mad. You know, like when I tell my friends, when you're arguing with your boyfriend, and you want to write him a long paragraph, and then another thing, bring up everything. He ain't reading that. He reading the top line and the last line. He's not going through all that. You hit him with a opener, a middle line, and a closer, and you're done. That seems less bothered. But I get Kelly was trying to put everything in one email or one text. So I do think Kelly gave a valiant effort. I think she, but like you can't, some of the stuff, the more you write, the more you give, you open yourself for critique. Like men have claimed Drew. She's had a husband and other men come on the show, and maybe even a woman that was willing to claim Drew. Okay. So you can't say that.
I forgot about, speaking of basketball wives, what was that? She was on Basketball.
Ty Young.
Ty Young. What up, Ty? We got the same Vance jacket.
Yes, she's made her rounds on all the realities.
She be dressing cute. Oh, I forgot the Mimi thing.
No, she does. Listen, Ty is fly. I'm not gonna take that away from her, but she's definitely cross-promoted. Okay. Cross-pollinated. She said she got smoke with me. I'm like, girl, we ain't gonna fight. You really ain't.
Well, I want to go shopping with Ty, so I'll work all that out. When we go shopping, me and Ty gonna go shopping. I want to shop with you and go eat. I'm gonna settle all that. I'm gonna be the bridge for you, friend.
She see me out. She didn't say nothing when she saw me out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, and I'm old. Like you could easily take me down. Not like that.
You know about that, Claudia? Okay. Not put that in the
all right. Okay, let me focus. I have ADHD. Y'all know that, and Tourette's. Like I just like it went long. It just went long. So yeah. But I like them both, and now I'm looking forward to the season. Like, what's up with Kelly and Drew? It did exactly. Listen, Kelly, don't be mad at Drew, because it kind of gave you guys a nice starting point for the next season. Like we want to know what's up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and listen, I shout out to Drew and Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a nice Saturday pick me up that I think we all needed as we're bracing the cold weather over the weekend. And it's what you too said. It makes me long for Atlanta Housewives. When I say to you, it's why Atlanta Housewives as a brand is so funny, because it's the shade meter that goes like this that makes that show great. And I love that Drew started it. And I love that Kelly played along with it. Instead of like, girl, have your moment. I like the fact that they both knew, let's ignite this promo for the upcoming season while Potomac is sort of, sunsetting with their reunions. But I thought it was fun, shade. And listen, I want more of that. Speaking of fun, shade, we got to get into Giselle responding to Quad checking her on Watch What Happens Live. And the raindrops we will be talking about after this. Karen Huger's 101 interview with Andy Cohen that aired last night. First thing first, Giselle, Kobe Bryant, and Robin Dixon on their podcast, Reasonably Shady, responded to Quad. Giselle said that during a commercial break that Quad allegedly told Andy to ask her about BravoCon. And Giselle said when she saw that, and she obviously, was there when Quad checked her, she felt that Quad came in rehearsed. And she said when it happened, she was like, I have nothing for you or for this conversation because we were really talking about Atlanta. And then Robin interjected and said, no. I was talking about both.
Right.
I was talking about both. They both felt though that they didn't understand the energy that was given to them, that it was really shading K. Michelle and Atlanta Housewives and not necessarily Quad. Dustin, do you buy what Giselle and Robin are selling?
Hell no. First of all, Robin did seem apologetic. You know what I'm saying? Giselle was still, she kept talking shit, taking digs. We didn't need to know the piece about Quad, as they said, teeing up the moment, you know, telling Andy to probe her about BravoCon. We didn't need to know about any of that. Giselle's still talking shit because Giselle is embarrassed. Quad embarrassed her on Watch What Happens Live because the whole world recognized that as a checking. Okay. And so Giselle didn't like that. And she did what she had every right to do, which is go on her platform and issue a response. But we are all clear on what that response was. Robin, I felt, was a little more sincere. She even went so far as to apologize to the cast of Married to Medicine, and she showed them a lot of love and, you know, made it clear how she felt about it being with the best show on Bravo, sharing the same sentiment that you have, Carlos. And I thought her response was a lot more sincere and regular. But Giselle continued to talk shit the entire time, even while Robin was being apologetic. And I don't believe for one minute that she knew what the tee up was from Quad asking, and that's TEE, not TEA. What the tee up was from Quad asking her, you know what I'm saying, to asking Andy to talk about BravoCon, because Giselle appeared completely caught off guard when Quad checked her ass. That's how you knew it was in the moment and real. So I don't believe that for 1 second. She'd have did better off just saying, you know what, we be on here talking shit, and maybe I just need to watch my mouth a little bit because I wasn't trying to offend her. So
that's what I do when I get checked in
yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just laugh about it and do. That's my way of doing it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think. Giselle was embarrassed, and Robin kept it real.
Claudia,
their response should have been, the podcast is called Reasonably Shady. So guess what? Some nights we're going to be shady. You don't come to the show for political correctness. You come for the shade. That's the branding. They should have leaned in and been like, yes, we were being shady. But I know a lot of people don't like Robin. I happen to not be one of them. I actually like her. Because I don't know her from the show. I wasn't watching when she was on. I went to dinner with her, drinks after a taping. And I really liked her. And what I saw in my one-on-one with her was exactly how she, conducted herself with her response. Stood on business. She accepted what she said. She cleaned it up and actually showed love. But she wasn't, it didn't come off to me like she was a punk and she didn't retreat.
Not at all.
She said, well, and she explained it and then gave another show props saying they're the best show on the network. I thought that was so fly the way she handled the situation. I think it showed that she don't worry about what you think about her. It is what it is. I'm going to clarify. And then I love how she gave props to Married to Medicine because I agree with her. And I thought that was dope. And it actually made Giselle look a little smaller. And it made Robin look bigger and accountable and also like more credible, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, listen, it's what you said too, Dustin, and Claudia saying too. Look, I can't tell you how many times I've been chin checked in public or received a phone call or a DM. I was telling Dustin behind the scenes, I'm not gonna say it. I get calls about Dustin. But the thing about it is this, and we'll get to my calls about Claudia in a second. But
shit. More?
The calls I get about Dustin are always funny. They never disrespect him because I will always check them if they disrespected him. And it's never disrespected. Yeah. It always surprises me that they are so fascinated with his POV that they are just like, but that's not true. He got it wrong. And I'm like, that's his opinion. But they're laughing the whole time. Same with Claudia.
No, with me, they're like, fuck that bitch. Why is she on your show? You're supposed to be my friend.
No.
Dustin, because Dustin's fine, he's man. They're like, but he fine, so it's okay. You can read me down. I give a look to something. Look at Claudia hating. She want to be back on the show. I just said the same thing they said, but I ain't as fine as him in a masculine way. God damn.
There may be a lot of housewife one or two that, I don't know.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay, friend.
I really don't. I don't know if y'all know, but
I'm not saying
2026 is my demon year. I'm in my villain era. I do not
last
care
week
anymore.
you said you gotta clean up your act.
I said that?
You say I'm gonna start saying Tigger instead of
Oh, the N word. Oh, yeah, because that's for my peoples. But as far as the reality stars, they can get the smoke.
Happy Black History Month, Claudia.
I just want, especially during February. I'm a refrain. July is on them.
So, I did. So I don't know if I told the Raindrops my Stacey Rush story that happened.
Oh, I gotta DM her too.
Please do. Okay. So when I interviewed Stacey Rush and named her the reality star of the year in 2025, I thought we were recording where we weren't because I would have posted it because she was fine with it. Stacey watches Monday Night Live. So hi, Stacey Rush. And she said in her very Stacey way, where's Claudia? Where is she? Is she not here? I said,
ma'am,
Dallas, we talking about. She goes, I have a bone to pick with Claudia. And I said, what bone you have to pick with Claudia? She goes, I just feel like she, talking about Timu and saying something about my man. FaceTime her. And I said, I'm not FaceTiming Claudia Jordan with you. But my point is, Stacey was so funny with it. And she literally said to me, and I will never forget this, and I want all of this from my reality stars. Stacey Rush said, I love reading mean tweets about me. I think it's funny. She said, I love watching you, Dustin and Claudia. Y'all keep it real. I may disagree with you. I want you to FaceTime Claudia so we could get a kick out of it. So my point is, look, I believe in owning it. Robin Dixon checked me a few weeks ago. I told you guys about that. We all get checked, but I think it's one of those things where you own it and you just keep it pushing.
And Stacey, my critique was about your man, not you. But I actually adore you on the show. And I know what I love? I kind of like being wrong about someone in the beginning. Like some of my best relationships with friends were with people that I'm like, oh, I can't stand you, right? Like something about them irk you. And when you get to know them, you end up really liking them. You're like, I can't believe I didn't like you, or I felt a different way about you. And I kind of feel like that way with Stacey. Not that I couldn't stand her, but we definitely had criticism for her when she first started the season. And I like that she changed our minds. Not that she was trying to change our minds, but I like when you kind of like, I like people that are flexible. And I think everyone on this panel is pretty flexible, especially Carlos.
Yeah.
Like I meant physically for you, mentally for us. Like, you've been glowing lately.
And Plus is in position, ready for that doorbell to ring. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Look at his arms back. He's like giving us D'Angelo. How does it feel right now, isn't he?
How does it feel, Dustin?
Yeah, someone's down there.
That was D'Angelo doing in the video. Remember, he was like, that's how D'Angelo.
Is that you, Dustin? You be watching it go down when
what? I'm participating. I ain't got time to be.
You actually look down like
I'm interactive.
You're supposed to look down, and you gotta also talk them through it
and get in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm a starter.
Breathe,
I ain't
baby.
never been on no bench. You know what I'm saying? So Anywho, we should do a special episode for Patreon and talk about nasty shit. Claudia, you down? Carlos,
I love talking about sex.
We should do an After Dark episode on Patreon, Carlos. Set that up. Lizzie.
Lizzie, no.
We love you, Lizzie.
And maybe we can give some celebrity stories too. I know we all have one at least.
You ain't getting none of mine. Y'all will get mine, but I won't never say them on air. You know that.
No, I wouldn't either.
Not names, but we can give we can give hints.
I haven't been hit up by celebrity.
That's because you create celebrities, Carlos.
Ooh, yes, Claudia.
Your sauce makes them celebrities. Yep. You kind of have.
It's a little bit different for you, man.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. I have a theory, but we'll talk about that on Patreon.
We're gonna do that.
I really have a theory, and I think I'm right.
Are you guys gonna be in New York Valentine's Day weekend?
No, I'm busy. So Claudia, I want to get into
where are you taking him? Where are you taking him?
Through there.
Through there.
You said what?
Through there. That's where you taking him. Go ahead.
Take me through there. Take me through that. Do that. I'm gonna be in New York, so
we'll link up.
We shall. I might be in a fashion show, and then we'll talk after that.
It's set. We're gonna do something on Valentine's night, okay?
Or the 15th.
Or the 15th, yeah.
Because you'll probably be busy on Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying?
Scheduling. Yes. So yes.
Oh, you got a Valentine's this year.
Huh? No, Claudia was saying I might be busy that day because I believe what day ain't Valentine's on a Saturday this week?
It's on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Are you busy?
Dustin will not be available. He got things to do.
Dustin gonna be looking down.
Won't he?
Hopefully you're looking around. But yeah, so come on. So
okay. So anyway, let's move on. I kind of like this after dark show.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna have that episode.
All right.
Wrong platform. Yeah.
We'll call it the threesomes.
Yep, we should.
Oh, threesome series.
Mm-hmm. Let's do
so
it.
Ray, guys, let me know in the comments if y'all want a threesome series on Patreon.
You can bring all your sexual deviant cast members on there, like Marcel, people like that.
Yes, and before we do it, we don't want nobody being no prude. If we decide that we're gonna talk about that, we want the audience to understand what they're watching because we're gonna go there. You know what I'm saying? So just be prepared for us to have that conversation.
Dustin, we keep trying to get him to the promised land with this New York show, right? Like
with this TV show. That's what we're trying to get. The New York show is just one thing. We want a table, we want coffee mug, and we're not getting off of it, Carlos.
There's a space right now. They're canceling shows left and right, which is crazy.
We want a coffee mugs and note cards, Carlos.
One thing about Carlos King, I'm always working, even when you guys don't think so.
Thank you.
Like y'all two know me well. Y'all know I'm always working.
We just
hurry up because I lost like 50% of my cryptocurrency value. So
we try to re-up.
Pop off soon because it used to be popping in my account. Now my Coinbase is like.
Okay, Ray Drop. So look, I'm glad we're having a good time, and I'm glad we're laughing and joking. Because now is the time to get into Karen Huger's one-on-one special with Andy Cohen that was promoted as the finale for the Real Housewives of Potomac. I have lots of thoughts about this, but of course I'll reserve my judgment until I hear Claudia and Dustin talk. But to recap to you guys, as you all know, Karen Huger was sentenced to jail for a DUI, and she got off for good behavior. And the cameras literally followed Karen leaving the prison, entering the black car, and going home. And then a week later, she sat down with Andy Cohen. So in this moment, she gets out. She makes sure that the driver slows down because she wanted to roll down the window to wave at her fans. She did that, and then she decided to go home to see Raven, her sister, in addition to her husband, Ray. They talk about her jailhouse braids. It was a very, listen, it was, let me just say what I have to say, then I'll let you know. Y'all know I'm obsessed with this genre of reality television. I was talking to Heaven last week, and before we did our Married to Medicine recap, she said, "You love this shit, don't you?" And I was like, "You have no idea." You know how like some people love sports and they're like sports fans or whatever. I am the biggest fan of reality television, right? I will say this. It was the first time for me I felt very uncomfortable watching something. And although truth moment, I would have, as a producer, done the same thing. Get the cameras and follow. I would have done the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Watching her, and I'll get to the one-on-one interview later. I'll state my opinion now about her going home. I did not need to see that. I felt it was something that she should have had privately to absorb with her family. To go through something so horrific and to get out of it, and there's cameras in your face, and they're in the car, and you go home, and the first time you're seeing your husband, your daughter, and your sister, there's cameras in your face. And again, there's certain people like Teresa Giudice when she did it. It was something felt different about that. It was something different about Karen, and I have my thoughts about that, but I'll just say I did not need to see it, and it made me feel very sad for her that she had to share that moment with us.
It seemed to me like she had no choice. Like this was maybe one of the conditions of her coming back, that she had to give this interview, and I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I'm just going by my gut, like watching it, because clearly she's made progress, but not all the way, right? It seemed like she has a tough time admitting to the alcoholism, but a less tough time admitting to the addiction to prescription drugs, because someone else prescribed them. So it's like not really my fault as much, you know what I mean? And that was kind of sad to see. Like it seemed like it really bothered her to really own the alcoholism part of the illness that she has. And when they played the clips back of her, just like the arrest and the wig back, it was like, oh, cringe. But I do also understand it's part of being in the reality game, I guess. But she wasn't protected at all, for sure. They weren't trying to like protect her. They were trying to have a show that get good ratings. And I guess on the business side, I see it. But if she was one of my friends, I'd be like, damn, girl, don't do that shit. Cause like it did feel uncomfortable, like her talking on her husband, all of it. But it's kind of like Gladiator. Are you not entertained? People say they want to see elevated things and they don't want to see the fighting and the negative, but then they eat it up. But it did feel a little bit like, blink twice, girl, if you don't really want to do this interview and they're making you do it as part of the conditions for coming back.
Right, and I'll say this. Obviously, she's a reality star. She got paid to do it, and she wasn't working for close to a year. And listen, I understand her decision for saying yes to it because she got paid. She got paid to show her reality, and I'm not mad at it. It was at the end of the day, it was her choice. Again, me watching it, I just didn't feel like the person I saw was ready to show the world who she was. And I'm only sticking to the moment she saw her husband, sister, and daughter. But Dustin, what were your thoughts on Karen released from prison?
I actually disagree with you, Carlos, and you, Claudia, on this one. I thought that was the realest shit we ever seen from Karen. You know what I'm saying? Karen is a person who runs away from transparency in some settings. Sometimes she's too real and too raw, and that's why we love her. And other times she's evasive about certain shit and vague about certain shit. Seeing her exit her paying her debt to society, which she did, you know what I'm saying? Watching her make that exit, seeing her go home and be reintroduced to her family again, who we know how strongly she loves them. Seeing her sister there. I'm a person that's very close with my brother and my sister. Y'all know that. And so seeing her sister there, that I could tell that was real as hell. The way her sister was convicted and sitting there with a silent strength to her, a quiet strength to her. And we were introduced to her sister Bridget through Karen's project about the family house in Surrey that they had the 3 episodes spinoff for. We remember these characters. I thought it was special that we got a chance to hear what her son Brandon had to say. He typically is not involved. I'm not going to say whether he wants to or not because I don't know, but he's typically not involved in filming. I thought it was great to get his perspective on his mom's time, his experience related to that. I thought that it was great. I think that the element here that makes it uncomfortable for you, Carlos, you, Claudia, and even me to a degree is the fact that Karen is a woman of a certain age. And if you raise right, it's just certain shit you don't like seeing older people doing it, and certain vulnerabilities you don't like seeing them have. And that's what that was. Karen wringing her hands in the car and all of that. We wanted to support her. We wanted to soothe her. We wanted to shield her. That's why y'all use the word protected, even though what did she need to be protected from, right? Like she was going to the safest of places for her home with her family. So it wasn't that we needed to protect her from anything, but we just feel that because we're good people and we don't like seeing older people in general in vulnerable situations like that where they're not safe and comforted. So I think that was the thing for us. But as far as the scene itself, I'm really grateful that Karen was like even willing to show it. I know she got a heavy bag to do that. Okay. Ain't no question about it. She made a bag to do that. And I don't think she was forced to do nothing she didn't want to do. She seemed really present. She seemed forthcoming as much as Karen Cougar would be. So I thought she was cool, and I was happy to see her go home. I didn't want to her. I didn't want to know that she was in a facility like that anymore. I was happy to see her enter her home. So that's how I felt.
It was definitely good TV, but I was just thinking about like she's not ready to accept the alcoholism part of her diagnosis, and that's the part that was the part that made me cringe.
Yeah.
Let's get into that. So they shot her immediately getting out of prison. She went home. They saw her embrace her family. At one point, Karen, which was the moment that I was like, yeah, girl, I get you. She was like, y'all got what I wanted? Y'all done? I gotta shower the gel off of me. I gotta shower the gel off of me. And she went upstairs, and I love the fact the production said, okay, bye, do your thing. I also love the fact that they gave her a week. I want to shout out production. We're giving her a week to do the one-on-one interview. I'll share my thoughts about her there later. But in the one-on-one interview, a week after her release, they get right into it and they start immediately talking about the footage of Karen's arrest and if she saw it. And Karen admitted that she did not want to see it. And her lawyers did advise her to take the plea deal because they saw the footage and they pretty much said to her, I'm paraphrasing, this is damning evidence. This is damning evidence and you should take the plea deal. She did not want to do it. She said she saw it for the first time in court. And for her, she knew like I'm in deep trouble. The sort of denial that she was in, Claudia, what did you make of the fact that she admitted to being in such denial that she didn't want to see the footage, and so much so that she talked about how she was not just under the influence of alcohol, she was under the influence of prescription drugs. Do you think she was trying to not accept the fact that the alcoholism is the main factor in her situation?
I do, because I feel like alcoholism is not something you could put on a doctor. Alcoholism is something that is a you thing. You decide to get the bottle, you decide to drink, you decide to get behind the wheel of a car. That's all you. Now, when you say it's a prescription drug problem, you could also say, listen, I was injured. I got prescribed these things. The doctors, kind of their fault. They did this to me. Like a little bit, you're not owning all of it, right? Because you can't just get a prescription drug on your own. Prescription. You have to have a doctor do it with you, for you. So I think in her mind, there's probably a little bit more shame associated with being alcoholic as there is than there is to being addicted to prescription drugs. You know, I think that's more of like a high society kind of diagnosis. As it's less, you know what I mean? It's more like, you know, that's like a rich person saying like, so prescription drugs. So no, I had a back injury and I got addicted to opioids because of my back. As opposed to, hey, I was going through it, so I just got a bottle of, you know, Mad Dog 2020, and I just couldn't stop. It's two different things, I think, in her mind. But really, it's the same. Addiction is addiction, and self-medicated. She admitted to self-medicating, and then she alluded to, you know, sexual abuse in the past. And I get that. A lot of us can understand that and relate to that. But Karen, I just want you to know, like, we're not gonna. Well, I don't think anyone here is gonna judge you any less for having an addiction. Addiction is addiction, whether you're self-medicating through prescription drugs or alcohol. It's to dull some kind of pain. Like that is a problem that needs to be addressed, right? Because it's going to always be, you know, a substance. But I think she thinks it's a little classier. Maybe, I mean, I'm not in her mind, but as an outsider looking in, I think that's maybe she thinks it's like a less, like, I don't know, derogatory diagnosis, a less negative thing to be prescription drugs instead of alcohol.
Dustin, do you think Karen was trying to downplay her alcoholism by mentioning prescription drugs and even saying that she prefers Narcotics Anonymous versus Alcohol Anonymous?
Yeah, I do. I think that from her years on the show, we know that people calling her a drunk is a trigger for her. You know what I'm saying? That's why they will always weaponize it and use it. We remember people to Giselle in season 6 when they were at Wendy's nude interlude, and she was telling Karen, I'm just going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you a drunk truth. I'm going to tell you. They've always weaponized that towards her. You were sitting at a bar with blue eyes at a bar. You're drunk. They've always said that. So yes, I think that she was trying to run away from being as attached. I think she was trying to run away from alcoholism being at the center of this story, if that makes any sense. She was willing to acknowledge it, but really stepping in and standing in and saying, yo, I have a drinking problem, and I was drunk that night off my ass. And you know, she added in a lot of other elements and layers which may be relevant. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But we know she has an issue with alcohol. We saw that video, we saw the car, we saw Ray trying his best to go through that pocketbook. We know that Karen has an issue with alcohol. And so I just hope that she is able to be in lifelong treatment like she suggested she was going to be in, and work towards you know, healing with that. Because yeah, I'll just say that.
And she did eventually admit to having an issue with alcohol. So I don't want people to think that we're saying she didn't admit it and she didn't say it the way we wanted her to say it. We're not saying that. But it was like she wanted to go to the NA. Remember, she had a choice between Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholic Anonymous. She said she preferred that. I think hey y'all, we're just giving our opinions. We don't know her like that. We're just giving our opinions. Outsiders looking in, what it appeared like. She did, to her credit, she definitely did when pressed. She did say she did have a problem with drinking, and she did own it. But I feel like her first mind was to go towards the prescription drugs before the alcohol. That's all we're saying, y'all. We're not dragging Karen. We are definitely giving her props. And it couldn't have been easy to have to sit there across from Andy 1 week out when you probably just don't want to talk about it anymore. She probably had to talk about it so much in jail.
Yeah, and that was my thing. And the second part of my my own feelings, and again, I'm really speaking as producer too. And like I said, I would have done the exact same thing producers have done. So I'm really watching this too as a viewer. I just don't think Karen was ready to have the conversation. And I don't think anybody, let's have a real conversation. I don't think anybody is ready a week after being in jail for 10 months, talking about something so difficult, some may think embarrassing. My heart bled for Karen throughout that entire 42-minute episode. That and Dustin's onto something, because again, I was watching Teresa leave prison to see her children, but I'm gonna tell y'all the difference. Teresa was in prison because of something her husband did, and it had nothing to do with any self-inflicted reasons that she was there. She unfortunately signed some paperwork that was presented to her, and she got locked up, right? So seeing that was much more of a warm welcome. Dustin's right. Maybe it is sort of like seeing like your big auntie, your grown auntie, your whatever, your
mama. You know what I'm saying? Like just it just don't. It's not right.
In that fragile state, I had y'all know I'm nosy. I had an extremely hard time finishing it because I wanted to reach through the television and tell Karen, hold her hand, saying, everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And you don't owe me nothing. And I'm going to say this, and I'm not going to take it back. Hey, Heavenly. The reason why I can say I think Karen should have waited maybe 3 months to do the interview is because there's so much to process being in prison for that long period of time. And just last week, I dropped an interview that I did with British Williams. Basketball Wives, who was in prison, Dustin and Claudia, for 19 months.
Mm-hmm.
She was in prison for 19 months. And the beauty of my conversation with British, Dustin Claudia, I had her exclusive interview before she went to jail.
Yep.
And thank you, British and her team, for giving me the exclusive post-prison. And Claudia and Dustin and Rain, y'all watched it. What I will say to you is, it was two different people.
Mm-hmm.
Who British was about to turn herself in when she interviewed me. She made excuses. She was not accountable. She said, we all did it. Why did I get caught? Boom, 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 boom. And I remember looking at her like, baby, I just want you to heal. When British got out, exclusive for you guys, to her credit, she waited 2 months, maybe 3 months before she spoke to me, because she had to get back to life. She has a daughter. She had to get acclimated to life. In my interview, she said, Carlos, I took for granted smelling fresh air. I am not going to cry. She said she took for granted smelling fresh air because she was able to allow herself to process it. And the thing with Karen that made me so sad for her, I just don't think she should have done it. I would have wanted her to wait 3 months to process something she went through as an older woman on television. Dustin is right. Unfortunately, she was weaponized as the old lady drunk or the drunk who would pass out at bars. And I just don't think Karen was ready to have a conversation. And that's fine. I don't think anybody is fucking ready to have a conversation a week after going home from prison. Let me sit still. And my concern for her is the fact that all of the attention, I just don't want I don't want the attention that she's getting now to do anything to her spirit that allows her to return to something she's trying to break away from.
Yeah.
I think some people, and folks might get mad about this, are having an issue with like I'm seeing people saying they don't feel bad because although she did not harm anyone in this last incident, it could have gone really bad. It didn't, but it is something that we got to start taking seriously. And my heart goes out to anyone who has lost anyone in a drunk driving accident where they was minding their business and they were rammed, they hit head on, and they survived the accident because they're loose, and the victim dies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I don't want people to think we're babying her because we love her. It is a serious issue. And that's why I know me personally, that's why I'm staying on I don't think she's like wanting to embrace the alcoholic part. It is very serious. And that's why she was made to sit down for a little while. And yes, I do agree with you, Carlos. I do think a week was too soon. Like, because you go through your prison. I mean, I've never been, of course, to jail or prison, but you go through it. I would imagine there's got to be some decompressing, and maybe you're not processing everything in jail. Maybe when you get out is when you do, and you realize, damn, like I haven't been able to. Maybe it hits you later, but maybe more time could have been taken. It did seem like it was a little soon in the game, and I bet you if they interviewed her, or if you interviewed her in like maybe 2 or 3 months, it may come across even better for her because she's had time to really process everything.
Motherfuckers can miss me with the selective outrage when it comes to Karen Huger. Not in a world where you got Kim Burrell literally doing interviews on the red carpet saying as a mother and as a Christian, she loves R. Kelly as a person and she supports his music. Nobody gave a damn about that. And he is in jail right now for doing crimes against children, right?
You said that?
Yeah, she said that recently on the red carpet because she had covered his Trapped in the Closet beat. Miss me with it. Karen went to motherfucking jail for her 4th DUI, which is egregious as fuck, unsafe as fuck, very dangerous, and could have resulted in some very dire consequences. But going to jail itself is of dire consequence. Okay. So she paid her debts to society. This moral grandstanding that people are doing when we living in today's world, where y'all don't make an issue out of nothing the fuck else, but y'all want to throw the book at Karen Huger because it was her 4th DUI. That's a little unfair to me. So people can miss me with that. We talking about an older black woman who went to jail, paid her debt to society, and is out now. What else we supposed to do to her, y'all? What else we supposed to do? Every time we talk about her, we got to say, well, she could have killed somebody. Or
I don't
what
think
are we
I'm wrong for
supposed,
saying that,
not
though,
you,
Justin.
not even you. I'm talking
But
about
like
some
4
people.
DUI is a lot, though.
I
We
just said it was, and we know it is, but that don't mean that we have to lambast her. You know what I'm saying? When we are letting so much other shit slide that is morally decomposed. Okay, stop trying to hold her to a higher standard or act like, but she was wrong, so we got to make sure we mention it every time, when they don't say shit else about a whole lot of other shit.
Oh,
Y'all
see, I
still
do.
singing people's songs. Not, that's why I said not
I
you.
stopped playing him
I'm
on the
talking
radio
about
at
that
all.
audience. Y'all still listening to songs. Y'all still patronizing certain things. Y'all are still doing all that. So I understand that Karen committed a very serious crime, but miss me with all of that, because it ain't just her that's fucking up. And I don't understand why after she did a whole bid, people still want motherfuckers to just, I don't know what they want, but I don't like that. I don't like that misalignment. That's not fair.
Claudia, do you think that when it comes to Karen, that people are justified for, and listen, we're humans and you can do what you want to do, child. Do you think, though, Claudia, that people are justified who believe that, you know, whatever, Karen, you could have killed somebody, and I am going to constantly remind you of your behavior every chance I get? Do you think that's fair to her? Do you understand it? Or do you think people should allow some grace to happen and just see what happens? Because one thing they do tell you in AA is to take it one day at a time.
Do I think it's fair that people keep reminding her? Is that what you're saying? You're asking?
Well, yeah, you know how some people, they're like you were saying earlier, there are people who are saying, like, I don't feel sorry for her, like she could have killed somebody. Do you think that people should? Do you think it's right that people feel the need to obviously mention that as she did her bid?
I think the only reason that people are one of the reasons people are doing that is because they felt in that interview she still wasn't embracing it, and that's why I'm like a little bit like, oh, perfect opportunity, just embrace it, address it, and you can move on, and then no one could fault you for it. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like if she would have just handled it then in that moment, no, everyone could shut the hell up about it because she did. Kind of denying it is what's making people say, yeah, but you could have. You know what I'm saying? So I think she missed an opportunity to just like shut it down right then. Of course, you're gonna have people.
Well, I also think this too. I'm sorry to cut you off, Claudia.
No, it's okay.
Because I love that we're having this debate. That's the reason why I keep saying, like, and again, I'm not trying to sub-promote because y'all know
she should have waited because she could have.
But there was, I do encourage anybody to, if you have 2 hours to spare, watch British before she went to prison and watch British talking to me 3 months after prison. Is a different person, because I do think there is something about allowing yourself to heal without, let's have a rough conversation. Can you two imagine going through something that you felt was embarrassing? And I'm like, hey, Dustin, you want to have a Monday Night Live? I'm gonna pay you X amount of dollars. You're like, well, shit, I need the money. I was out of work for a year. You know what I mean? And again, you don't, and I do want people to give, for the sake of this conversation, let's not think of the addiction. What I'm thinking of, imagine an embarrassing moment for you, and you talk about it a week later, and maybe at that time you don't know how to process it.
Yeah.
So when people are saying Karen did not take any accountability, I would encourage you all to give her some grace in terms of, it was a week after she got out. And sure, in 10 months, yes, of course, she could have. But it took me to talk to British for British to say to me, Carlos, I did not get it until months in. And she was there for 19 months. And she admitted it took her months to accept her fate and to stop blaming God.
So I think that's something we could all agree on then. It was too soon. It was too soon. The lesson's got to stick when the lesson's going to stick. She's not going to get it on our timeline. It's going to be on hers. And maybe the thing that's at fault here is the timing, that it was a little soon.
I agree.
I bet you 2 months from now, she'll have an even deeper perspective of it all that no one could really criticize as much. I think it was, that's why I was like, blink twice if you're being forced to do this interview. I mean, so soon. Of course we want to have this interview. But I actually think like you just getting home, you filming me, like, yeah, it's great TV for us, but personally for her, that probably wasn't the best thing
Best
for
time.
her if
For
we truly
her,
care
yes.
about her.
I
But for
agree.
us, I was eating that shit up. I was like, oh my God, this is so she's being raw. But for her, that wasn't probably the best thing for her.
My thing is the piece I was speaking to about people holding her to a higher moral standard than they're holding any fucking body else. That conversation got started the day that we found out she was released from the facility she was in. That's when the conversation started. Karen shouldn't have got out of jail. She don't deserve to come back to that show. You know, XYZ. All of that chatter started right then. So this interview didn't make it any better because she wasn't. And Carlos, you brought up such a great example referencing the British Williams exit interview. Because I watched, you know, of course, I'm gonna watch anything you put out, nigga. So I watched the first interview, and of course, I just watched the most recent interview, and her perspective on the shift or pivot mentally she had to make was so different. And so it was such a stark contrast from Karen's sentiments about something that was both two totally different crimes, but it was a different reflection post-release. So I get exactly what you're saying. Only thing I'm saying is get up off of her if y'all not gonna hold every motherfucking body to that same standard, because it seems unfair to me.
Yeah,
I
like
think
you said, selective outrage.
Yeah.
I think we'll get a better understanding of where she is at the reunion because that's way like. But
Way.
then also that's also going to be potentially a hostile situation. Who knows? Someone might throw stuff in her face. I don't know, but we'll get to see if there's any growth there.
Yeah.
I
It's
hope.
gonna be good.
All right, our last one is I want to get into Karen has smoke for Wendy. And look, I have watched every single frame, every single scene of Potomac. Dustin, I know you have too. Claudia, she's just getting warmed up to the show and she loves it too. But unless I miss something, and Dustin, I feel like Dustin knows way more. Dustin remembers way more than I can about these shows. I'm not sure what the hell Wendy did to Karen for Wendy to deserve this level of smoke. She said, Dustin and Claudia, that look, when Andy showed her how the girls were talking about her at the reunion, this is me being a viewer. I'm gonna get to that brown X design. Ashley saying that, yeah, she was in Legal Seafood, you know, drinking and pretty much falling off of chairs, and the girls talking about that. And Wendy sat there quiet and said, well, you were pressing me. That's what I wanted to know. Ashley said it first because in Wendy's defense, Wendy wasn't going to say anything. It took Ashley to say it, and Wendy said, what Ashley said is what I was going to say when y'all were pressuring me. So for Karen to say, I did not mention her on purpose, and she knows why I did not mention her. And I'm just like, I don't remember any scene where Wendy deserved the smoke that Karen's giving her. Justin, did I miss something?
No, you didn't, my brother. That rift originated on screen for us at the reunion with the omission of Wendy from Karen's video of thank yous and reflections. And we were all sitting there just as confused. And apparently it's still up. You know what I'm saying? Karen said it's still up. It's still beef. What's up? And so I think that we all have a couple question marks there. And I just hope it's not another situation where like you wish death on my husband. You know what I'm saying? We're like, Karen, this is a made up grievance. Like, what are you talking about? I hope it's not another situation like that. And knowing Karen, it could be. So we'll see. But I know she was playing ping pong with Wendy at that reunion when she told her, I know what I'm talking about because I've been through. Follow me with Professor. Shut the fuck up. When she said that on that reunion trailer, I was like, yeah. Okay, so she came out swinging. So it'll be good. But no, I don't know what the hell she mad at Wendy for. She just mad at her.
Did Wendy speak on Karen's imprisonment and her case? Didn't I hear something? Is that true?
No, but no, she didn't. And Claudia, to Dustin's point, last season, Karen wasn't at the reunion because she was serving time. So she did a video that you saw, Claudia, where she thanked everybody plus Andy, the production child. She thanked craft services, baby, the doorman, security guard,
The grips, everybody, even the grips.
Grip, honey, the best boy, baby. And she neglected to say Wendy's name. So we're just confused what Wendy did. And she was cryptic. She said she knows what she did. And I'm like, well, can you tell us, baby?
Because we don't.
So maybe we'll find out at the reunion. Seeing Karen there at the reunion, like the clips I've seen so far, like I thought the season was very entertaining. I said in the beginning, damn, the Potomac girls, they work hard for their checks every single scene. There's no dead, dull scenes. But then seeing Karen with the girls, I'm like, it's like if you were a judge in the Olympics and you judged gymnastics and you gave like a 10 to a performance, and you're like 10, and then the very next act comes after that, and you're like, God damn it, I can't give a score higher than 10. That's what it looks like when Karen's added now. Because now I'm like, I can't wait for next season. Her back. Like if I liked it, because I haven't been an avid watcher from the beginning. I've just poked around here and there, and I'm in the salon. But this past year with you guys, I've been watching it full on every single week. But I'm like, wow, I've been missing out all these years. Like I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it looked good. I miss Karen.
So
okay. Didn't that make you miss Karen, Claudia? Like just seeing her in that little corner of the reunion trailer, I was like, damn.
And she looked good. That dress, the hair, better. Like she was doing. What did he say? That's food, or is it a boo coming over?
He said it's his dog. He got to let his dog out.
Oh. Some people like when we talk about our personal lives, but sometimes they be getting mad. Oh, y'all way too much time about sexy with. I'm like, can we haven't been able to hang out in person. Can we just kiki for a little bit? We gotta y'all mad we talk about other people, then you mad when we talk about each other, you mad when we talk about ourselves. Just enjoy the show.
So Claudia doesn't. Brianna Aaron said it must be serious though, because Ashley said on Watch What Happens Live, on the after show, that whatever Karen is mad at Wendy about is justified.
We're gonna see.
Okay, last thing. What did y'all think when this touched me? What did y'all think when Karen said that she and Ray are a work in progress and he offered her to leave him once she took the monkey off her back?
It's honest. If you love something, let it go. And if it comes back, it's meant to be. And then let it go again, just to make sure.
Not let it go twice.
But the thing about it, I feel like if Karen lets Ray go, she's going to hold his arm and walk him out the house down the driveway, right? She's never really going to let go of Ray. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're ever going to break up. I actually am exhausted with we're going through. Karen, you've been talking that yang for what, 10 fucking seasons about you and Ray, who first your marriage is an institution, then, we go through. I'm tired of it. Ain't nothing wrong with you and Ray. That man is sitting there just happy to have on his sweater and his Sansa belts and his shoes, and just Ray is just happy to be, have his clothes on, eat a meal, and function during the day. He is not causing no problems, okay? And so I am having trouble believing that. I'll just be honest about that. I don't think it's nothing wrong with
Dustin, because I actually agree.
I don't think it's nothing wrong with her and Ray, and I'm sick of it.
I think Ray is somebody who's like, I lived a great life. I made a lot of money, made money, lost money, made money, lost it again, like everybody does in life. And I think Ray is at the point in his life where he's like, I'm just happy to be around and see my kids grow up. I think when it comes to Karen, I think Karen, and we're gonna say this, I'm gonna move on from it because it's true. I think Karen's gorgeous. She looks much younger than her age. And I think Ray understands that his wife is very young and happening and may get attention. And I think he's like, if that's what you want, I'm not gonna stop you. I really do think he's like, do what you need.
Ray's 82, right? He's 82 years old. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ray's like, I'm not starting over again. And Karen's like, I got a new lease on life. I just got out of Slammer. I ain't done it in 6 months. I don't know what Ray's going through, but I'm still kind of popping over here. I look good. Hands together, face snatch. I worked out in the gym. Testosterone is up. Ray is down. I think Karen She says she want to have fun, but you don't want to leave your old faithful. Like that is definitely your security. But I feel he's 82 though.
He is 82.
Just stay put.
All right. So next week, guys, is the beginning of a 3-part reunion for Potomac that we will be recapping. And look, I'm missing my Atlanta Peaches. So when are we getting an announcement, a trailer, something?
Yes.
Look. Can we officially know if K. Michelle has joined the cast?
And Pinky Cole. We need to see how this casting shook out. Yeah, we need to know.
K. Michelle is 1,000% on the show. Okay.
She is.
My cousin told me. Okay.
Shut up! All right, I'm gonna read the super chats. Y'all are so funny. Thank you to almost 7,000 people here in the chat. We love you guys. We got a super chat from Erica S. Basketball wise over. Claudia can cover their toxicity in season 2 on her new show.
Wait, what's the new show?
Maybe the one you have with Shayna Moakler.
We don't really talk about reality.
No. They're talking about your new, which congratulations on it too. The one about The Price is Right, the docuseries.
Oh,
yes.
I can't wait to see that.
Yes.
March 18th. We should review it.
Give it up for Claudia and her new project. Thank you very much.
So the person I had issue with died, so I can speak freely on it. So
was it Bob Barker?
There was someone else there as well that was very toxic. So they had myself on the documentary, also Kathleen Bradley, the original Miss Parker. She was there for like 10 years. Like a series of events happened that led to her being fired and then me even getting the job and then me getting fired. Like basically whenever you speak up for someone else there, to get you out of there. But man, it's gonna be a good documentary. Like Holly, the redhead.
Yes.
Stuff that they put those women through. Oh, yeah, it's gonna be good. So ours is March 18th. So they're doing Dr. Phil, Price is Right, and America's Next Top Model. It's called Dirty Rotten Scandals on E.
On E, yeah, wait. It looks good. It looks good. Carlo, so they have also permanently canceled the Love and Hip Hop franchise. Well, that's not true, babe, because Claudia is filming Miami. So that's not true, Patricia Allen.
But I don't know about next season though, because I keep asking. I keep saying, is this going to be another season? Are y'all doing? And everyone's like, I don't know, we don't know. So they're waiting. It's possible.
I mean, listen, I think I was saying earlier, Claudia, this industry is going through a crisis, so anything is possible. We got this for Dustin, Scotty G. Dustin, see you on March 17th.
Thank you.
Can you and Tay find the strength time for a
so NTTV is Now That's TV. The programming, it's a streaming app with original shows, and the programming is very similar to the Zeus programming. And yes, yes, Scotty, we can. Thank you for coming to my show, Scotty. I'll see you on March 17th. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Our girl Leah's back. If Giselle knew and still played Robin, what's to say? We got Philly Cyphix 4861. So glad to catch the show live. Usually listen on the drive home from work. Love you, Claudia. What up, though? Carlos and Dustin 313.
Hey,
what up, though? She run into one of Karen's responses about her alcoholism. Sounded like she may want the freedom to drink again at some point without judgment, as if she can control it. Patricia Allen, I believe Karen, she can only speak on what her attorneys allow her to speak. Karen was accountable and took responsibility. Welcome back, Karen. She run into Karen was still putting on for her city a little.
For sure. You mean her county?
Oh, her county? Oh, my bad.
No, that's what they meant.
Oh, that's what they meant. Yvette Boy said, I'm sorry, Karen did not own that she's an alcoholic. It is vital she confronts her issues. I don't like how she treated Wendy.
That's why you feel like she didn't own it.
We got Ansel D'Angelo. To Karen, the pills are a classier addiction rather than being what she is. That's not nice, D'Angelo.
Oh, D'Angelo. How does it feel to be so mean?
I don't want to do that. Okay. She Running 2 said, Karen won't leave Ray. They love each other and our family, but may agree to lead separate lives. Not Will and Jada. Side note, Brandon seems so uncomfortable. Let me see. We got Mika Chanel just saying 3622. I've had a DUI before. I don't believe Karen is accepting the over drinking the way she should. Just been watching and going through before. Well, thank you for your honesty. And listen, I'm praying for your sobriety.
Yes.
Continue. And really thank you for saying that, because again, it takes one to really understand what she was going through. Leah wants to know, Dustin, if you're doing a meet and greet on March 17th.
I sure am. Pull up on me, Leah. I sure am. Them tickets are available on DustinRossLive.com. Yes.
If I'm not working, I'm definitely gonna fly out for that.
Oh, my love. Just let me know. Thank you, boo.
You know, we always have fun in New York.
Yes, we do. We got to go to our spot too. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. After you make your money and all the meet and greets, the long line's gonna be out the door.
We're gonna do it. Thank you.
I'm coming too. I'm gonna come.
All right.
We'll believe it. I never see you and Dustin in the same room at the same time. It's either you and Dustin.
We have it.
Yeah, y'all have.
We have it, baby.
No, y'all have.
Me and Dustin just knows how to.
I wouldn't tell your business. I only tell life.
No,
business.
not that. We were doing gay shit, as Dustin said.
Right.
I could do gay shit with
y'all.
y'all.
You come with us.
I'm a gay man in a woman's body. What are you talking about?
The whole time, the gays were like, "We love you, Claudia Dustin." I'm like, "Thank you, we love you back." So no,
they always ask about you, Claudia.
I'm a power bottom.
Ask about you, Claudia.
I'm a
Trust
power
me.
bottom top.
Okay. Speaking of Claudia, Mrs. Hartman said, "Congrats, Claudia Boo, and your new project. I'm so proud of you."
Thank you. I can't believe I'm still working after 30 years. I'm like, okay. Every time I get a job, I'm like, thank you. I'm still here.
Still working. Never had to get on the pole. What you say when you was in Puerto Rico?
I worked 17 years. I'm still pole. That was 11 years ago.
Wait, comment. Dustin, look, Carlos and Dustin be acting like they be talking, and I'm seeing each other in code.
I'm glad. Hood, boom, boom.
Wait a minute. What did that say? Put it back up
like
there.
I'm the odd man out. Like I'm like, you know, when you have a friendship with 3 people and 2 always go off to the side, they don't call you. I be feeling like that. I ain't gonna
making that up, boo.
That's not us. That's not us.
Carlos and Dustin.
Last time me and Dustin saw each other, me and Dustin had a great time in New York City. It was Gay Pride weekend.
And every time I come in Miami, where Carlos has one of his many residences, I'm always like, "You gonna be there?" He's like, "Oh, I just left. I'm leaving that morning." Oh, boo! I wish. Then he pop up on everybody else's parties.
Well, I don't even go outside. What part are you talking about?
That's why we need to do something live in Miami. We need to do Monday Night Live in Miami.
Okay, so let me just say this.
I feel away. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna hold you. And y'all can say in the comments, I'm begging. Yep, I'm begging my friends.
Whatever. We all miss each other. But listen, you guys will be seeing Monday Night Live. I'm working on some things. So know that. Anyway.
We on channel this too. That's what we want to see.
And you know I don't say things I don't mean. All right. So Claudia, is there anything you want to promote?
I'm still looking for your vote, myself and Carlos King, and the NAACP Image Awards. We still need those votes. Yes. Please run it up. Links in our bios. Why you laughing? What happened? What you doing, Carlos? What's happened? What I miss? Someone just walked in your house, huh? Oh, the comments? Okay. Accidentally Informed on Wednesdays, and also Wicked Awesome Podcast with Shayna Mokler Wednesdays as well.
Shout out. So both of those shows come out on Wednesday. That's lit, Claudia.
I don't know if that's a good idea. Well, it's 2 different audiences.
Yeah, so, that's why it's look, we're offline. I think it's a great idea. We're offline about it.
Yeah, it's a lot. And Love and Hip Hop is also on it's Wednesdays. I get a lot on Wednesdays.
Hump Day.
Dustin, they want to know where they can watch your podcast.
You can catch me anywhere that podcasts are heard. Every Wednesday, you can listen to The Friend Zone. New episodes drop every Wednesday. We also have a very active Patreon account with tons of original programming over there where you can actually watch us do the podcast. So make sure you join our Patreon. That's patreon.com/The Friend Zone Podcast. You can also see me every motherfucking Monday night right up here in my seat. You know what I'm saying? Next to my beautiful friends that I love in real life. So for all of you who are waiting for us to fall out or have an issue, this is never going to be that show. I just want you to know that this will never, ever, ever be that show. So please understand that. You can still have those unrealistic expectations if you like, but it's never going to be that show. I really love these people in real life. For real, for real.
Please,
So
I've been hurt in my life already.
okay. So, and this ain't that space. So there's that. But also, I'm ready to talk shit, and I'm about to do it again on St. Patrick's Day. So if you're going to be in New York City on March 17th, that's a Tuesday, at 7 o'clock at City Winery, I'm on stage. So those tickets are available now. It's a few tickets left to that show. God is so good. It's selling, moving right along. So we thank God. But the tickets are available at DustinRossLive.com, and that's all you need. Yeah.
Do you see that comment?
What
Oh, Dustin is selling way more tickets than Melania. Melania could never.
Oh my
Melania
God.
can't even fill up one of Dustin's shows. Okay,
Oh my God. Like, why would I even? I might have to just go put my face in the toilet bowl. You know what I'm saying? Just look at the water. I don't even understand why. You would be an amazing trader, Claudia.
You would be an amazing trader, Claudia.
Low key, you would too, Carlos.
No, I think all three of us will do good. Do you know what's so funny? Because I like the fact that Johnny Ware and Tara are best friends in real life, and the entire cast has no idea.
Yep.
And they be off the side talking. That would be us. I think.
Hell yeah.
What are these three? We'd be like, child, anyways.
Well, I am in touch with casting of NBC because they did put me in Deal and No Deal Island. I was supposed to talk to someone, not necessarily about that show, but I'm just saying maybe I could make a phone call. I don't know.
You better dial that number. Okay. Dial my heart. Like that.
Dial my
Yes.
Carlos on traders would be hilarious. Actually, anybody on this panel.
Yes.
I think we'll have that's like it used to be Dance with the Stars, but now it's Trader.
Yeah. Carlos will pull his hood off for the live murder. We about to murder you, child.
Carlos, you looking young today. A couple people were saying that in the chat, and you was giving me Marlon Wayans a lot tonight.
I get that a lot lately.
Yep.
Yes, I get a lot of Marlon Wayans comparisons. And
wow, I never thought it, but it's literally right there. You literally look just like Marlon Wayans. That's what's up.
Marlon Wayans.
What's up with your skin though? It's looking very extra glowy. Have you started taking the collagen, the liquid collagen?
No.
Some kind of serum is being slapped.
Yeah, serum is seruming. Something's happening. It's extra like dewy.
Emollient.
Like emollients, yes. Emollients. Molecules. Right?
Listen, well, maybe I have an announcement soon where you guys can buy some products. But in the meantime, what I want to say is, Claudia and Dustin, are you guys going to see me in Nashville or Raleigh, North Carolina, to see me and Nene?
What's the date of that?
Okay, so that's fair. Okay, so raindrops. Okay, I'm going on tour all year, so just keep refreshing the website. Me and Nene are going to 2 cities in this month. February 24th, we're in Raleigh, North Carolina. And on February 26th, we're in Nashville, Tennessee. Get your tickets, kingdomreign.com. Kingdom, REIGNENT.com.
The 24th?
We're going to talk about a lot of fun stuff.
Did you say the 24th and the 28th?
26th.
24th in Raleigh, North Carolina, 26th in Nashville.
So that's right before the NAACP Image Awards on the 26th. When do you go there? Maybe the 24th. If I can get the day off.
I get there on the 28th, I think.
You guys will have more dates after this?
We'll see what happens.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
But in the meantime, raindrops.
You better be working on our show too, goddammit.
I am always working.
Start up these new projects that came up. You know what I'm saying? Right, Dustin? I'm happy, you know. But you know,
we got things to promote. I got to get in touch with a stylist because I feel like I'm gonna be on the end of the table, and I feel like I gotta make sure my look is right every day. So we got to think about that kind of stuff, Carlos.
I know.
We need a lot of lead time.
Carlos be working. He does something every single day and manages to have a active love life. That is crazy.
So raindrops, I love all of you.
Right.
I'm not dropping an interview tomorrow, but please catch up on my British Williams interview.
For real, that shit was good.
It was great. Claudia and Dustin, I love you all so much.
I love y'all too.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, raindrops.